Alright, howdy folks, and welcome to Alwa's NES Awakening. This is technically stream 10. My name is Paul, go by InfiniteNesLives. Today I'm mostly just testing the new streaming computer setup I have. If things go well, we may go ahead and tinker around with the code a bit. If I do that, or anything's interesting, I will put notes, or when this goes on YouTube, I'll put links in the description to the times if there's interesting things, so you can skip past me just playing and stuff. The other thing is, if I have my computer processes over here, to try to keep an eye on those while things are going. In the stream chat, anything that's, if we've got skipping issues or freezing or audio, anything that is not quite right, if you can give me feedback on that, or just let me know if things are working okay or not. So trying to check on some things here. Looks like we're doing okay so far. No skip frames. So let's so if we want the higher resolution. Things are, we'll just stick with the 1200. Okay. I think my controller is set up well. I haven't really played it all yet. Since that first or second stream or so. So it's somewhat interesting to get reminded of some of the details of what I gotta go on here. One thing is we got our scrolling split screen set up last time. It's definitely a lot faster than what we were scrolling. So it's more than 1 pixel per frame. And they have a lot more pixels and a lot wider than I am. But I'll try to set the time that it takes to scroll between frames or rooms to be the same. PC I'm using is the same one that I ran Stream 0 with. It's netbook, so it, whatever they call them, it doesn't have a very slim, doesn't have an Ethernet port, and I found out that I desperately need that Ethernet for a stream, so I haven't came back to this computer. But I find you can get little, and it's also short on the USB ports I need for microphone, camera, keyboard. I don't use the laptop's keyboard or mouse. I've got the controller. Anyway, like 15 bucks. Able to get a little USB hub that's Ethernet adapter and a hub. And then I only have the one USB-C port that I use for the secondary display. So I'm getting close to pushing this laptop to what the most it can do. Still have an i7, nearly the same processor. And oh. It's not running as fast. I've only got 8 gigs of RAM instead of 16 like I was with Lauren's. But I think it's good enough. I did a bandwidth test. Things seem to be working okay. But that doesn't seem to be a good enough test to be certain. Dang it. I don't know if I've gotten past this screen one time. In this stream. Well, not this stream, but in all streams. Not a lot actually playing though. Looking at some of the heads-up display stuff. We've got three different palettes up there, which is like all but one of what we have to spare or to work with. Safe to say we're gonna lose colors up there. Without changing the palettes mid-frame. Okay. Other thing I've been thinking about is the NPC text boxes. Kind of think I'm gonna move the split screen down instead of between the heads-up display and the background. It would come down here, and the text box would basically take up the whole width of the screen, become part of the heads-up display effectively. Oh man. Forget how to get this guy. Just hit him, I guess. First try. Okay. I don't think it saved it. Maybe it automatically saves. Central Alwa. I try to push the limits here a little bit more. I don't have Dropbox still running. Go back to town, I guess. PC sounds like it's starting to take off. But it's keeping up. Open up GIMP here. You shall not pass. Is this a save point? Think about the palettes a little bit here. So Zoe has beige, brown for the skin tone, purple and white. That's it. So she's always gonna get one palette. It has a black outline, but that's just gonna have to be transparent. I mean, looks like she is mostly 16 pixels wide. NPCs are it appears they swap out the clothes color, but that dude's afro is gonna have to be outlined in white or something. Block has its own palette. Hey Ben Shaku, how we doing? So you have to let me know, Ben Shaku, how the stream's working on your end. Being quite a distance. So if it's mostly working for you, then it's probably works for, I don't know how. I got a new computer set up, and I think it's doing okay. I got Mesen running in the background, GIMP open. It's not the same as slow at night. Is it still working well enough regardless, or is it just kind of slow and you think it's your internet / location? That's good. Yeah, I'm not dropping any frames. I made it past the first boss. Oh, that's how you get past there, but I think, I don't. Oh, you can just drop it down there. I've been kind of thinking about my sprites. It seems like every character NPC or enemy otherwise uses one palette, which is nice that it's not more than that, but not sure how many the maximum number of enemies on screen. I think the bosses probably push that to a limit. But it seems like you don't have more than 2 enemy types. So if yeah, might just be your internet. Here, the little skeleton dude at the bottom really only has 2. The top skeleton has an extra red, and then a fireball. So if Zoe gets one palette, her magic item gets another, and that at least covers that also gives us the we can put a sprite up here on the heads up display. One idea would be to make the magic bar purple. Purple and white. Use the same. We can even turn the gems to purple. Making then just be the health. The health was going to share a palette with Zoe, just always being there. I guess it could be the brown flesh tone. But all these things have multiple. Might be able to do something with the background, but I want to be able to freely change the background palettes. Safe to say I was afraid to try to change the palettes mid-frame. But after things went as well as they did with the screen split, I'm less scared of it. But getting the timing right on that. These little built-in blocks are gonna have to be sprites too. These little platforms, sprites also. Wouldn't be crazy for them to be brown and white alone, sharing a I think in general it's gonna require some creativity with the sprites, but I think we can do it justice. Part of the thing is sort of remembering to try to reuse her palette as much as possible, but a lot of these enemies have brown like she does, but that would increase the sprite count to have layered sprites just for more colors. And we have bubbles, but we can also have bubbles and block at the same time. And she swipes her wand. I think she swipes her wand, it's the same color as your currently selected magic item. Oh, that's close. Anyway, I don't... Just thinking about experimenting with some of the scroll. I was wondering about why we had that glitch in the top left. There's nobody really tuning in for much. So I don't know how much I really want to do. Mostly successful test with the stream equipment here. I do want to make sure when I'm building stuff like that, not having issues. I thought I got that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Even if we don't really have anybody, that's okay. So oh, I think we can just modify the code. So I don't know if you might have stepped out for a second there, Ben Shaku, but the stream seems, or the equipment seems to be working okay. I want to tinker around with a little bit of the code. So one thing is we're getting a slight glitching right here. And the PPU scrolling doesn't really talk about it. It just kind of says that if you updated the last two writes should occur during horizontal blanking to avoid visual errors. It seems like it's saying the only requirement is for these last two writes to be in horizontal Hblank, and they are. Now the glitches aren't significant, but it seems like we should be able to get rid of them, and I think I know why they're there. So let's see, what's the latest this write happened? So this is 309. Oh, what's that shortcut? F8. So there's 296, 306, 295. So 309 seems to be the latest that happens. And we definitely can move it up. What's the earliest that starts happening? Our first write, 284, 281. So we can move it up, but what I think is happening, I'm forgetting all these numbers. I said 308. Okay, so the 2006 write can happen as late as 308. Well, what's happening during PPU rendering during that time? So 1 through 256 is the actual visible. Hblanking starts. So there's unused. So there's fetching. There's fetching that happens at 249 that's not used. There's increment V at 256, and so it's telling you to do that after 257. It transfers V to T, and then this blue is sprite fetching. And then at 280 to 304, there's a bunch of copying of V to T. I think it happens each tick, each PPU clock. Well, if we do a write after 304, then is V getting copied to T? And I don't really know enough. It's just theories because I don't understand the registers quite enough. But I think so. And we definitely hear 321. We start fetching 2 tiles for the next scan line, which looks to be, we've got, so 2 tiles is here. So it looks like the 3rd tile is sometimes right, sometimes not. But the first 2 are always wrong. And those are getting fetched here. We're not happening as late as 321. But I don't think V or T is getting copied over. So I want to move. I want to move it up and see what happens. Instead of compiling everything, I think we can just modify the code straight up in hex editor. Or not hex editor, but the debugger. So here we're setting sprite 0. So 309. We want to, I don't know why, but whenever I move this stuff, it doesn't seem to change anything. 309. We want to move it before 280. So yeah, 29. So that's hex 1D. And right now it's set to hex 76. So 29 from 1D, no, 76 minus 1D. $59. Can you edit code? Edit selected code. And I want to change it to what? Try 59. So that's where it's happening. That's our sprite 0 hit now. Let's see. I want to... I want to see it actually move. Seems like my sizing is weird. Sprite 0, tile 0, position 118. Decimal. That's 76. Okay. So now I forget what I said I want to set it to. Of course. Oh, 59 already. Yeah, it was 76. All right, apply. Run. Doesn't seem like it changed. Oh, I have to reload, I think. Okay, it's over there now. So it looks like we're still getting it, but it's moved over. So we're getting less of it. But so 285, we didn't actually move it as far as we thought we would. $287. if we're going to be able to get both of those in there. Because we vary by 264 to 288. Oops. No, that's not what I'm doing. So we have a variance of 24 pixels, PPU cycles, and the distance between those two writes, 288 to 276. So 12 plus 24. That's 36. Effective width of 36. And we're trying to fit within 280 to 258. That's 22. Yeah, so I have to get rid of some jitter to make that fit. But the other thing is, we did change something, which is good. It looks like we moved our glitch to one less tile worth of glitch. The other thing is, I don't think I've got the timing of this. I don't think I'm splitting on the best pixel or best scanline. I'd be better off to do it the next one. And if I had an entire black scanline, then I halfway wonder how much of this timing matters. I don't know. Let's move it up even further and see what happens. So well, and I didn't actually move it up as far as I wanted. See, there's 290, so it's still 10 pixels behind. I don't know, something with my math. It seems like I always have to move it even further than I intended, or than I thought I did. So I must be missing something, because I'm not actually before 280. I'm as late as 290. 287, 288. There's a 290. So I'm as late as 290. Let's I don't know, move it by 20. So 20, or no. So we have hex 59. Convert to decimal minus 20. So change it to 45. Apply. So it's right at the beginning of the A. Look at that. I think we got rid of it. Completely? Now if we just moved everything down a scan line. So I don't I don't know how, I mean the other thing is Mesen's an emulator. A good one. But it could have issues. So I'm gonna verify this on the NES quick. That's loud. I don't know if it's actually loud for you guys. -20? I don't think so. And I confirmed that this looks the same. Yeah, it looks like we got rid of it, but our writes are not happening. Those last two writes are not happening in Hblank like it says they have to. The 2000, the last, here's the first two. Boom, boom. Then we have 2005. At sometimes it happens as late as 258. Sometimes it happens 251. There's even 246. Even earlier, 233. Here's our 2006 write happening as early as 245. So that's all of the writes happening before Hblank. Yeah, well, and I realized that, well, what I'm doing right now is I adjust the timing by, so you're saying you use no ops, but I can adjust this timing just by changing when the sprite 0 hit happens. It's kind of convenient to have this boundary on the heads up display. Yeah. In Mesen, you don't have to rebuild it. You can just tweak it and reload it. But the first 2 to 3 tiles on line 31. 31 glitched. So then we changed it to 56. I think. Because right now we have it. Oh, where is it? I need to put better. Yeah, MMC3, you get it at the same time during each scan line. Sprite 0, you can tweak it by sliding it left, right. $45, yeah, so 40, we had it. I changed it to 86. And right now we have it at hex 45. So that's 31. No, position 6922. Oh, I think I did that conversion backwards. 49 equals 73. My memory is terrible. 45. Yeah, so we moved it to 45. And that's 69. Yeah. Okay. So right now we're running at 69. I had some ideas of trying to have my CRT in the visible in the stream. Oh. Yeah, we got some jitter there. It doesn't have a scrolling glitch, but it jitters when we're not scrolling. Now, granted, I don't have to, I'm updating the scroll. Well, I need it for the split. Do I? No, I just need to change the name table. But let's see if we can figure out when it's glitching how much. Or where the write's happening when it's bad. So here it's up one frame, and the last write's happening before Hblank. Here it's right, it's happening just after. So when the last when the last one happens before Hblank, it's messed up. And that might even actually be happening when we're scrolling. We just don't see it. So it doesn't seem to be smooth if the last one is happening before Hblank. But I'm doing this scroll update every time, right? Check pre-renders, check sprite 0. And we set it every time. We shouldn't need to if it's stationary. Anyway, I want to put that in the NES and C. I believe if I don't think there's a great way for me to smoothly transition. And share my CRT. But yeah, I'm getting and when I scroll to the right, I'm getting this. And I think that jitter is happening even when I'm scrolling up. But I don't know how far I want to get into this. I don't need the really I would like everything to be happening on the next scanline. But it does seem like some of my theory is possibly correct. This glitch happens because we're too far into Hblank. And if V doesn't get copied to T, I mean, I think we're updating both of them, but these fetches are not proper. So the first two are always bad. And then for the next scan line, sometimes this one's bad. What if we set the sprite 0? This would be 256, 255, 254. All right, Benchaku, have a good one. $254. I don't know. 6, 5, 4. We should be getting it. Should be getting our sprite 0 hit. Don't know we are though. Anyway. Nope. Six, 5, 4. We're not getting our sprite 0 hit. I don't know why though. Am I 1 pixel off? Oh, 0. No, 0 through 255. It's like I am 1 pixel off, but $255, $254. Yeah. So we mostly have about half of it we've got. No glitching. We got our black line re-implemented. Up until this point or so. And we don't have our jumping anymore, but that's probably because... Oh, let me get my... So maybe reorganize some of our code here. I also don't really want to execute this code if there's no Y scroll or X. But anyway. Our CHR sprite 0 hit. Where's our mapper? It's right there. And split. So we shouldn't split. Or we shouldn't update scroll if it's 0. Don't have our Y. Our Y is not working. $31. Should be 31. But we don't even need to update it. Broke the X too. Oh, wait a minute. What about this? Turn that off. Maybe that was my problem. Oh, I'm doing both of these. If the... Okay, I think that's a problem. Because the X is not, so I don't even check Y. So I need to check both of them. What if we add them? And it's 31. If they're added together at 31, then there's no split. Add carry. Okay, that works. So we set the bank. We only do the scroll. We have a clean X. Sprite 0 hit. Breakpoint. Mapper register right. If we start scrolling, yeah, these glitches happen here-ish. So if we can push those as late in the scanline as possible, then we might just be able to clean it up with sprites. Or get rid of it completely, possibly. But I don't even know how much it's going to matter. So let's so we get delay function. I don't know how much, but let's just say 5. A times something plus so decrement A there's even... I don't think we actually have a decrement A. So dec reg 0. So that's 5 cycles. Branch not equal. Branch not taken is 2 machine cycles. Add 1 if branch is taken. So most of the times it's taken, so that's 8. If you call it equal to 1, is going to take 5. RTS is 6 cycles. Why does it do that? And jump to subroutine is 6. Six decrements 5. Branch not equal 2. RTS 6. So that's 11, 12, 13, 19. So that equals 19 cycles. It's 19 plus, we got a 5, 7, 8. So it's reg 0 times 8 plus 19. So if you call it with 1, you can't call it with reg 0. Minus 1 so reg 0 minus 1 times 8 plus 19. So we call it with 1. It's 0 times 8 plus 19. So we call it once, we should delay 19 cycles. right now. So 175. There's a 174. So 175, 174. Okay. Oh, that's all wrong. I think we just need no ops. Oh, that's a ton of dots because 19 cycles is 57 dots. Yeah. So that's about 12 dots. So 228, 229. Because knob is how many cycles? I think it's 2. Yeah. Two cycles equals 6 dots. So this should be as late as 235. 235, 241, 247, D3. So 253. So maybe 4 more no ops. Six times 4. $253. See how right I am. There's 252. $253. Yeah, I think I got it. So it always happens before Hblank. And we've only got a small glitch. I think the scrolling might be stable. If it happens at 257 or 256, that's when vertical is incremented. So if we go on either side of that, then it messes it up. We're at 253. We don't want to go on the other side of that. I think it'll introduce jitter. Jumping of the scanline. Let's do this. $241. So pretty dang clean now. Sometimes we get an extra pixel or an extra tile lose part of our, but that's pretty dang good. And that's when it happens at 228. So we affect this name table fetch here of 249. Yeah. If we tighten it up, we could get rid of that. I don't know. I'm gonna tighten it up, but this is clean. Not perfect. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. Didn't have a whole lot of people on the stream, but we didn't have any drop frames. It seems like it's mostly working. Oh, we are getting some jumpiness in the X. Doesn't look like it in Mesen. There's some weirdness there, though. I don't know. Well, I think I'm gonna call it. I can't really, it doesn't seem like. Got some weirdness. Saw that, but I don't know when that's happening. But one idea is to have one set of code that's getting the X scroll glitchless is pretty easy. Especially when we're splitting on this black line. The glitching that's happening on the black line shouldn't be visible if we used this other method. And we can maybe try to affect the timing, but I'll just try it quick, see if we can. So LDA scroll X, branch not equal, split X. Jumped and split. LDA scroll Y compared to 31. Branch equal and split, or branch not equal scroll Y, jump and scroll. Split Y. We affected the timing though, I think. $570. End scroll. And split. Man, I don't see any glitching at all. When's that happening? See nothing. $246. Oops. Okay, let's we might actually have some wide jitter. So we're getting one pixel or one tile. It's dang near impossible to see. X is clean. Y only has one. Well, yeah. So it's not really perfect. We are seeing some differences between the actual NES. Oh, maybe it is there. Oh, that sprite hit is hard to see. Load save state, that's not what I'm trying to do. Yeah, Mesen doesn't show any glitching. But the NES has one tile. Anyway, let's just commit that. So I don't think this actually works. Why does my Vim do that? But it's going to change the timing and everything, and I just kind of want to leave it as is for now. There's not a whole lot to gain by undoing that. Anyway, I don't think we have anybody watching, and that's okay, but I might put this on YouTube still. Whoops. So we have 0 glitches on X. Horizontal scroll using separate split X routine. Mesen shows 0Y vert glitching, but NES has one. I don't know if it's sometimes or always. I think it's sometimes. Half frames have a 1 tile glitch at end of scanline 31, which is the black. We moved sprite 0 to the end of line 30. Do most of updates. The Y, the split Y. Teen. Okay. That's going to be good enough. So I'll just give our quick recap of the stream here. It's probably the only thing worth watching if anybody wants to see it, but we had successful tests of the streaming equipment, played a little Alwa, got past the first boss, started talking about some of the sprite palette planning, just kind of analyzing what I'm going to have to do. I jumped into trying to clean up the Y split. We had clean X horizontal scrolling, but previously when we scanned in the Y horizontal, we were doing our updates during scanline 31, but everything's easier if we actually, or we're doing it during scanline 30, which is the last opaque line. If we do it in 31, we have a black scan line. And so issues like having glitches when we had the X, when we updated the X, we would, if we do the X scrolling updates on line 31, you can get some glitching right here. Because you mess up those fetches, but doing that on an entirely black scan line, you don't have that problem. So having a clean X is easier. And then Y, with the black scan line, well, without it, we were getting glitches on these first 2 to 3 tiles worth, so 16, 24 pixels. We always had 16 of glitch, and sometimes we had 24. And I don't know exactly, but my theory, we were having 2006 writes happen. It was before pixel dot 320, but it was after, I think it was like as late as 308. So right after we had this V to T copy. I don't understand how these registers work well enough to speak overly intelligibly about it, but I was just experimenting. If we moved the Hblank writes, or the last two, 2005, 2006, earlier, and we had them in between after dot 257, we couldn't actually fit it between 257 and 280. But if we moved it up and kept it within Hblank, we had one fewer tile of glitch. So we only had 8 to 16 pixels of glitch here. And if I push it even further to where the 2006 was at least happening before 280, no later than 279, I completely got rid of these glitches. So at the end of dots 321 to 336, they're fetching the first two tiles on the next scan line, and that's where we're getting a glitch. And so I don't think these were happening correctly. So pushing those forward, we kept it mostly clean. If I actually push it even further out to where sometimes the 2005, 2006 writes happened, the last two writes happened before Hblank. Sometimes they were in, sometimes they were out. I completely got rid of this glitch here. The only problem is when it was happening inside VBlank, it would be right. It would be correct. We'd get perfect frame, no glitching, basically. But if the 2005, 2006 happened before we had this increment V, we'd get some jumping, especially when we did the X split, and it was weird. Mesen wasn't behaving exactly like my NES. Mesen looked pretty good, if not perfect. I put it in my NES, and every other frame almost was jumping up and down when we were doing a horizontal scroll. But we got rid of this glitching, so it somewhat confirmed some of my suspicions that if those writes happen too late, you'll corrupt these fetches for the first two, and sometimes it was 3. So anyway, I ended up moving. I don't remember the order of this, but I wanted a black line. To get that, we moved our sprite 0 to be the very last pixel of the heads-up display. So we get that hit, and it's right here. And our bank switch actually happens out here. Sprite 0 hit. We had break point. Our bank switch happens in Hblank of that line 31, because why not do it during that time? We're trying to push these writes as close to the end of scanline 31 as possible. So doing anything in between sprite 0 hit and there is a good time to do things. I inserted some delay to push this. So when I first did it, we were getting glitching through the last 6 tiles or so. We inserted some no-ops to push these writes later. And I got it to where we only had 3-ish, 2 to 3 tiles worth of glitch at the very end, which is pretty good. I think that's where I was actually having the jumping during the X scroll. So I updated the code to, so we have our sprite 0 hit. We go ahead and change the Hblank. Then I split it out. So we only do if there's we load the scroll. If it's 0, or if it's not 0, we perform the XSplit. If it is 0, then we load the scroll Y. If it's not equal to 31, which is where it should be for stationary, we'll do a Y split. If neither of those, if scroll X is 0 and scroll Y is 31, we don't do any of this update because why? We don't need it. And so I do our scroll X, here I insert some no ops to push things later. Scroll X is just a 2000. Oh, that's split Y. I didn't actually pad out the split X because it doesn't really matter. It's a entirely black scanline. Anyway, so scroll X is just 2005, 2000, right? That's it. Jumped in and split Y. Here we have some padding to delay things closer to the end of the scan line to remove that glitch as much as possible at the end of scanline 31. And the code still takes a scroll X, but I'm pretty sure if it's not 0, it'll be broken. We'll get some of that jitter. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't actually tested that. It would be good to see, but for this game, we only care about doing one at a time, so it's not even valuable. So it actually would make the code a little faster, but then all my timing's affected and padded out more, and maybe there's not even any real benefit. But so that got it to where we basically have a perfectly clean split in Mesen. Entirely black scanline 31 and no glitching. X is perfect, but that's easy. When I loaded this ROM on my NES, when I'm scrolling in the Y, I actually do get one tile of glitch. So that'd be easy to cover up with a sprite if we wanted to. We could actually use sprite 0 to cover it up, but the black, to cover up a black line, you can't use transparent. So you'd have to set one of the colors of sprite 0 to be, yeah, you'd still have the transparent black and you want the white. So that would clean it up perfectly. I don't know if want to mess around with the palettes for that one thing. It doesn't even show up in Mesen, but on my NES it does. But you gotta look for it to see it. It's not glaring at all. So we had it good last stream, and now we've got it great. It wouldn't take much to make it perfect if we cared to. So anyway, that's what we did. Everything seems to be working. Stream equipment, we did a little bit of cleanup, and yeah, we're ready for next stream. Start working on some nametable updates and stuff. So anyway, looks like we do have somebody here, but I'll have to announce it online and stuff. But I have family visiting Wednesday this week, so I think I'm going to do the stream on Thursday. So know that, and I'll update it, or make the announcement online too. But yeah, you guys have last. Enjoy your Sunday afternoon here, and should see you Thursday this week.